fans what we need.
Good evening, everyone. We're going to be opening the Inlands, Wetlands, and Watercourse Commission for the town of Trumbull for June 2nd, 2026. I will ask our clerk to do a roll call if she would.
Richard Gerard,
Present.
John Loria,
Here.
Carmine DeFeo,
Here.
Rich Deacon,
Present?
David Respi,
Present.
Greg Cernica,
Present.
Bob Ferrigno,
Present.
town staff Tatiana Solovey. Here. John Mayer,
Here.
Attorney Cordone.
I'm here.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Colleen. All right, I'm now going to ask our town attorney to give us the legal aspect of doing a video conference meeting, if you would, sir.
Sure, Mr. Chairman, as is the practice of this commission, we are conducting our meeting virtually over the internet and by telephone. The agenda and supporting application materials were posted on the town website at least 24 hours in advance of tonight's meeting. I would ask the commissioners to please be acknowledged prior to speaking and remind everyone that tonight's meeting is being recorded. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Counselor. All right, we're going to open new business. It's a modification of application 26-02, Joseph Giuliano. It's a permit approval for larger patio, paver area, outdoor kitchen, pergola, I can't even talk, structure, boxwood plantings, and retaining wall within a regulated area at 17 Applegate Lane. And I see Tracy is going to be speaking for the applicant.
Good evening, commissioners. For the record, I'm Tracy Shalafo, landscape architect based in Danbury, Connecticut, representing Mr. Joe Giuliano tonight for 17 Applegate, the modification to an existing wetland permit 2602. If I could share my screen, I'd love to show you what the proposed changes are here. They're quite minor. Okay, is everyone able to view this clearly?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, so just to give you a little background, when Mr. Giuliano went to apply for his building permit, an issue came up with the barrier to the swimming pool, because if you recall, this corner of the swimming pool, sort of the upper left corner here, was basically a retaining wall. The pool wall and retaining wall are one and the same. And it came to the building inspector's attention that what if someone were to walk on top of this pool coping and fall because of the wall height? So that resulted in a minor change of just adding a 2-foot wide planting bed here and a tightly planted boxwood hedge. So 15 boxwood green gem are being called for just to create this very dense hedge so that a person is either discouraged from walking here, or if they do, they're not going to fall off the wall. And also another minor modification was Mr. Giuliano realized that he really wanted an automatic safety pool cover. So the pool lengthened ever so slightly, just another about a foot to accommodate the automatic pool cover at the deep end here. And what we did to stay within as close to the footprint that was previously approved as possible was we narrowed these stairs that come down from the pool patio to the lower lawn. And we just wanted to have the least amount of impact, by pushing activity towards the wetlands area. And then at that time, Mr. Giuliano realized that it would be really a nice thing to have a very small outdoor kitchen on the lower patio right up against the house. It actually meets the house, so that's this area here. Just a very simple outdoor grill, a little bit of countertop, a few seats, all built within the footprint of the previously proposed patio. But with the outdoor kitchen, he realized that he just wanted to bump out the patio just a little bit, just a couple feet, but also stay out of the conservation area and wetland area So we just sort of angled this to follow the line. Previously, it had this, a couple radii on it here, but we just bumped it out ever so slightly to follow the conservation easement line. And then he added just a little bit more patio in this area towards the existing AC unit. So it's already within the envelope of what was approved. So just to put this in perspective, the increase in impervious area that you're seeing with this proposed plan before you is 114 square feet approximately. And Mr. Manny Silva of Rose Tiso and Company actually prepared a letter because we thought you might want to know if this results in any changes to the stormwater water management plan. And the answer is no, it doesn't. And on June 1st, Manny prepared this letter. I don't know if this has been shared with the commission or with Tatiana, but he basically says that it represents a very small increase in impervious coverage and was evaluated relative to the stormwater management system approved for the project. So basically we're covered, it can accommodate the small increase. So that's it in a nutshell. I'm happy to answer any of your questions and make any clarifications. Thank you.
Right, Tatiana, do you have any comments?
Not at the moment. If you don't mind, Tracy, could you please send this to us? I don't believe we received this letter.
Of course.
Thank you.
All right, John,
Mr. Chair?
Mayor? Okay, go ahead, Carmine.
Tracy, there was no mention, the application mentions a pergola, but you did not mention where that is, and I don't see it.
Yes, thank you. I neglected to mention that. I will show you now. The pergola is here. I'm tracing the perimeter of it. So it's an open air structure, just some probably light wooden slats supported on a few posts. So it's right within this area above the outdoor kitchen.
Is that allowed with a grill like that?
It may depend on the material of the pergola, and we're not that far with the design of it. I don't know if the owner is considering like a composite or a metal type structure. We don't have the details on this at this point in time.
That's usually a fire marshal issue.
We could check with the fire marshal to see what is acceptable.
It's true, David, but Carmine is putting on his Nichols fire hat there. So he serves on that commission.
No,
All right, any other
I'm not the
questions?
fire marshal.
No, but you're there watching out. That's good.
It's a good
Okay,
question.
All I
Anything
do is
else,
I pay
Carmine?
their bills. I don't
There you
fight the
go.
fires.
There you go. All right, any other questions from the commission? All right, looks like we're good. All right, thank you, Tracy.
Thank you.
We'll let you know if this is something that has to be walked or not. We'll find out later from the commission.
Okay,
I
we
thank
look
you.
forward to hearing. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Have a good night.
All right,
Bye.
need a motion to close new business.
So
I'll make
moved.
a motion to close new business.
Okay, and seconded by Bob. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it's unanimous. All right, old business, application 26-10. Machado's Properties LLC. It's a permit approval to build a single-family residence within a regulated area at 33 Broadway. Tatiana, do you know who's speaking for the applicant?
I just promoted two people. Yeah, looks like.
Okay, I see. Yep, okay.
Hi, good evening. Can you hear me?
Good evening. All right, if you can give your name and address, would appreciate it, and whether you're a homeowner or not.
I'm Veronica Mandreski, address 33 Broadway. I'm gonna share my screen. Can you see that?
Does anybody else have a big red diamond over the screen?
Yeah, I don't
Yes,
know
yes.
what's happening here. It's weird. I thought it was just me.
Unshare your screen, please.
Can you see my screen?
Much better.
Okay. Open
Oh,
here.
It came back.
now it's back.
again.
It's better now?
And I've also got on here Inlands, Wetlands, Watercourse Commission on there. Everyone else have it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Can you
the
see
app-
that?
Your screen's like repeating itself hundreds of times in the background.
All right, Bill Chin, are you on? Available?
Yes, it appears that the applicant, excuse me, is sharing their entire screen, not just the app, which is
I can start again. Just a minute.
Oh, you're still on with everything.
Yeah, see all your folders. There's the orange
Yeah.
thing again.
Multiple orange things popping in the back.
Can you cancel the sharing?
No.
And I can open
No.
again? Okay. Me-
Tatiana, would it be easier if you or John?
We don't have the materials that the applicant just had a second ago on their screen, so let's let them try one more time and just try to share, like Bill said, maybe the window.
Okay, I will,
right. So if you have the
Let's coordinate in
the material that you'd like to share, the PDF or whatever presentation that was, if you click the share button at the bottom of your screen and then select just that app, it'll be in under application windows instead of entire screen,
okay.
and then click share.
Nope.
No.
It's like
Can you see
tunnel
that?
vision.
No, it's just gone into, no.
Is it something with the pointer? Because this just happened. It started on the last application as well.
Yeah, I
Is it
did see
something-
that on the last.
Is this something with Zoom, Bill?
I've not seen that before. I'm on a lot of Zoom meetings.
Just blame it on Bill. That's it.
Okay, I will.
Is there a setting for like a pointer or something that got messed up?
Let me ask you, is Tracy working with you? Tracy, are you working with this applicant?
Can you hear me?
Yes, are you
Yes.
working with the applicant?
I'm sorry, I was away for a moment. Are we on Governor's Ridge?
No, okay, nope,
No,
not yet.
I am
It'll be a
not.
while. All right. At this point, maybe we should table this and go through a couple others and let her see if she can get somebody to help her with that. Good idea.
Should we have somebody else test the sharing of screen just to see if there's an issue with Zoom?
Here, I'll do it. It won't let me. I'm blocked. Somebody else want to try it?
Tatiana, can you put something on?
Sure. All right, can you see the survey for this application?
Yep.
Yep.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you, yes. Okay.
Oh,
Well, now
there's
the
the.
phone popped up.
Did you just attempt to do something with your,
Was that like a pointer or something?
No, there is no pointer.
Ah,
No, we're talking to Tatiana at the moment because
Yeah.
she's sharing her screen. But
Mhm.
we're getting
I
the same
haven't-
issue with the big red diamond.
Yeah. I saw it pop up, but then it disappeared. Do you still see it?
No.
No,
No, I don't
Okay,
see it
yeah.
at the moment.
It disappeared right away. But all right, Veronica, would you like to share your screen again? I'll stop sharing.
Sure.
Okay.
I also just email you the presentation, so you're probably going to receive if we can't showing here.
Tatiana, is this a presentation? Have we received this?
Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, but
So
we've
far,
got,
so good.
again,
No, this looks like it's just the
Yeah,
PDF.
the PDF itself.
Yeah, that's the PDF.
Yeah, this looks good.
Okay, can you see the entire screen? Awesome, thank you.
The entire PDF we can see.
Yes, that's what we need, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so we are here for 33 Broadway in name of Ronaldo Machado. We are planning to build a two-story colonial style single family with an finished basement, and we have attached garage as well.
okay, let me interrupt you for a second. We're seeing nothing on the screen that's showing a plan.
That's the next one.
We can see the PowerPoint, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, she's on the intro page.
All right,
Yes.
can we move to the other one? So
Mhm,
as you're
yeah.
talking,
I'm just giving you an overview of the application. So here we have the two permits that the client has got for the property already. We have the residential building for the foundation, which is already in place in the lot. And also we get the retaining wall permit for this application that was issued by the town of Trumbull. We have the storm drainage plan that was reviewed per request, Tatiana request. So everything is in place. The engineer is already in the meeting. If you guys have any question, he's here for that. We also have the plans for the retaining wall in the rear of the property. That in the walkthrough, we could show everything that's going to be built there. We have the drainage system for that as well. And also we have the revision of the survey. Then we have the FEMA line in here, and we have the 100 feet wetlands line here also. We have the retaining wall showing in place. We have a minor change from the beginning, the initial process that was the driveway. So initially the driveway would access this front of the house, and now it's sideways. That's the change that we made for this project. Here we have the before view. Before it was just one lot. We made the subdivision process. And now we have 35 Broadway on top for this existing house. And the new house is proposed on this area of 33 Broadway. Here's the photo of the existing now. So we have the foundation here on site, garage, and here will be the driveway to access. Also, we're gonna have the retaining wall in the rear of the property. Also, we have the landscape plan. Unfortunately, the landscape wasn't able to join the meeting, but we have updated as well with the new driveway. So we have to relocate some trees that he proposed. All the trees is going to be CT native. He made all the plans to situate near to the wetlands line and FEMA line as well. And that's the overview of the application. If you have any questions, the civil engineer is here, and the client lawyer and the client is on the meeting as well.
Tatiana, the planting plan was the one that we got that on Friday. That came in late, right?
The hard copies, the full-size hard copies with topography were dropped off on Friday, that is correct. But I think a smaller print was submitted earlier.
With the application as well.
Reason I'm asking, did Bob or David, do either of you have the planting plan before you? Or have you been able to see it?
I'm looking at it on the screen right now. I'm the planting along the wetland, or the planting along the wetlands and the property line, that's going to get modified by the request from the property that they've encroached on. So that is going to be modified, and I'm very concerned about the steep slope behind the retaining wall. I know it's beyond the 100-foot setback, but that's an environmental concern right there. Yeah, the no-mow fescue, I would not really call that part of the planting plan. That's more of an alternative to lawn, and an alternative plant should be suggested for that. Otherwise, it looks reasonable. But again, this is all going to change due to the additional planting requested by the people that they encroached on their property.
My question, Mr. Chairman, Bob Frigno, would be: can we get a revised plan? Can we get a revised plan that reflects David's concerns, both my concerns? Right now, it's a proposed plan without the finished plan.
What's going to happen is it's owned by Soretta Builders, and they've made some requests, and we'll be going through those, and that would be part of the condition of approval. Just to jump in it, where they filled in where the trees are, those are now damaged. The adjoining neighbors requested that those be removed because they were impacted by the construction. He's also got some planting requests in here. The other thing from our engineer department, excuse me. One of the conditions is they have to restore the floodway topo to original conditions. Tatiana, you want to jump in here?
Sure. So first, if I may for a second go back to the plantings on the neighboring property. Can we clarify that the trees that the neighbor is requesting, are they gonna be on the neighboring property or on the subject property? I guess that just to clarify that the applicant still has to implement the plant presented in addition to the trees that are being requested by the neighbor. Just want to make sure we're on the same page. Anyone?
What was the question, Tatiana?
The question is that the trees that got impacted on the neighboring property, they have to be replaced, or they will go with the red diamond again. They have to be replaced per neighbor's request by Green Giants, but they have to be planted on Soretta's property, not on the subject property. So applicant has to still plant everything that is that's shown on the screen, in addition to the trees that they have to make up for on Soretta's property, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
We are talking about these trees located on the next door, right?
My concern there is we're taking native shade trees and replacing them with green giant arborvitaes, which have very little environmental or ecological value other than screening. I think if 3 deciduous trees, shade trees, are impacted here, which that looks to be what the case is, or maybe 4, that should be replaced with 4 deciduous trees that are native as well.
Okay, thank you. So it's just they would have to add 4 deciduous trees to this plan in addition to what's being requested by the neighbor, right?
Correct.
Wouldn't Mike Swerta have some say in this too, though? It's his property.
Oh, yes, John, we have received a letter
Mhm.
from the neighboring property. Excuse me, it is attached to the agenda.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that? Yes.
Let me ask you a question, Tatiana. If this were brought back down to the original topo and all that, would these trees not be as impacted? Because right now they've got like somewhere between 2 and 3 feet, maybe more soil that that retains. They're going to be dead in a year or two. So
Bob, you could answer this better about the impact of compaction and soil on, and it's hard to see what kind of trees these are.
Basically what happens is with the addition of any material over the system here, what's happening is the oxygen levels are being reduced, water levels increasing, and a rot takes place. Basically suffocation due to water. It could be water, or it could be just a lack of air, a lack of oxygen on the root system, and it is a slow death. Even minor additions to the addition of both system is critical to the survival of the tree, let alone multiple feet. Even inches would ultimately affect the tree going forward, living forward.
all right, thank you, Bob. So back to Tatiana. So if what is the difference on the heights here from what it was originally to what it is now? They bring it up a couple feet, 3 feet. I don't have the
Yeah,
Mhm.
Veronica, would you like to, do you have a survey?
Yes, we do have a survey.
Yep,
That's this one.
it's kind of reduced, so it's hard to see if you zoom in, but it looks like it's about a couple feet.
I think at least, because I live in that area. If I could say something about that ground there where that house is built, it's a bog underneath there. I don't see how they could put a footing down that as deep as it would be. What they
No.
did, in my opinion, was they put a footing not down so big walls up, and then they pulled all the dirt from the hill down and built up around the house. That's all built in fill. That's not native soil. That's why we have a problem now with the floodway, because it's been filled in.
Through the chair.
What's there is there, but it was done wrong.
A question for Mr.
Go ahead, Rich.
Mr. Loria, John, are you concerned about excessive erosion? I mean, if there was, substandard work done here, if somebody cleared out the area it's going to
Yeah,
leak.
that's it. What happens to the foundation of the house really isn't a concern of the Wetlands Commission, is it? But I know
I'm concerned
what's
about.
down there under those footings is a peat bog.
Well,
We
that's
know that from the work even next door. And Mike Serta, he even told me that's why they didn't build in that last corner. He says it's all mud back in there.
Well, I
So,
guess the bigger concern, John, is are you more concerned about the foundation crumbling or that the entire yard is going to erode into the floodway?
well, we've actually added a big slope into the ravine there, into the Farrars Brook. So when water comes sheathing down, I don't see how that water detention system that they put in is going to do very much. It's putting fill right next to the stream.
I mean, isn't there also a significant amount of sand that was placed there that has no, anti-erosion value?
I think the material you see on the side of the hill is what was used. That's why they took the hill down.
So a lot of that area was sand.
What you see in the hill. No, before it was much more level, closer to the same level as the street. It did have some elevation above it, of course, but not as much as it has now. So I would think my estimate's probably been raised at least 4 feet.
So there's several dozen cubic yards of fill that were placed there that are all going to erode.
I don't know about that.
Tatiana, I'm sorry to interrupt, but the civil engineer is in the meeting. Could you please let him join so he can clarify the questions?
Yes, I'm here, Wayne DeVanzo, Fairfield County Engineering. I didn't have anything to do with the footing, the foundation, or the site work that's been done on the property. I just as
Oh,
I'm
no.
But
drainage.
regarding to the drainage system,
Right.
could you clarify the change that we made?
All right, did you have anything to do with can you tell us on the contours here?
Yeah, I
where-
don't
where-
know what the pre-existing contours were. I only had the existing. I'm sorry. I all I have is the pre-existing contours, the original, at least as far as I believe, the original contours of the property, and what is proposed. I can't say what is out there right now.
We have the photos of the before.
The state has LiDAR that goes back a few years, so we may be able to pull it from that.
Well, you can see it on the left there, even.
Yeah, that was the pre-existing. So this
See, there
local
was the berm.
here as well. Yeah.
You can see the berm on the left side.
Well,
And you
John,
can see that
was that
now
removed?
we're above the berm.
Was the berm removed or did it die?
No, we put more dirt that are higher than the berm now.
Is that what directly led to the trees failing?
Part of it.
We had this is the before and this the existing conditions.
And so the dead trees would have been right on the left side?
Yes, correct. Down below here.
Okay.
This ones was this right here.
And when they removed those trees, that area was filled with sand?
They didn't, you mean in the top?
Right.
What was the question? Sorry.
They filled that with sand?
No, they didn't fill here.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna
Right,
build the
so-
retaining wall right here in the rear.
Okay.
That's the plan.
All right, Tatiana. Again, one of the conditions is going to be restoring the floodway. Can you go back to where it shows the floodway with that green line? Okay, are you with me, Tatiana?
I'm here, yes. And
Okay,
this is, if I may, Veronica, ask you to stop short because this is a reduced plan and it's kind of blurry, at least for me. I don't know if the commissioners may benefit from a clear image that I'm happy to put on the screen.
all right. If you can stop sharing and let Tatiana put hers on.
And it's also attached to the agenda. It's the survey that was submitted. Oops. Sorry, let me move this. But you can see the pre-existing topography is depicted on the survey. So the 364 contour is now overlaid by 368 and 370. So there is fill about 2 to 4 feet according to this. The floodway specifically, however, is in this corner. You see the red dash line.
Yes.
And there is, about 2 feet of fill over there as well. So that all has to be restored. However, also this survey does not encompass Soretta's property. So if any fill was placed beyond this property line, which it looks like it has been because there is encroachment there. So it all has to be removed. The floodway has to be restored completely to its original condition. There can be no fill in that area whatsoever.
And that also pertains to the boulders that were put down by the head wall?
Correct.
All right. So as I'm saying, then it looked like where those trees were, or that's why they ended up buried because, so you're saying somewhere between 2 and 4 feet came into that area?
That's what it appears according to this survey. Yes, if we look at there's this yellow note that keeps popping up, but this is 364 contour, right? This line, this line. And then the green bold is 370. Let me see if I can highlight it, maybe. It's better. Okay, 364, right? So this is pre-existing, and the bold green line. Oh my God. I don't know what's happening, guys. But 370 is the existing topography. Does it make sense?
You know, as we said, that's why the trees ended up getting buried like they did. And unfortunately for the applicant, you've caused the issue with the neighbor. So that's encroaching on his property now. So we've got to figure out how we're going to handle that. But as I said, you're going to have to be definitely bringing the floodway back to its original conditions. I'm going to open this up to the other commissioners for questions. Go ahead. Comments, questions?
Through the chair.
Go ahead, Rich.
There was a mention of encroachment on the neighboring property. Perhaps if Tatiana or others could just explain the level of the encroachment on the other property. I know there was some issue with work being contained to the specific property, and I believe the applicant failed to do so. So if somebody could just clarify how much work was done on the other property and if mitigation is needed. There was some confusion in the application process about that.
You mean for 35 Broadway?
Yeah, it would have been mentioned by numerous times that the work had been done on a neighboring property.
No, what has happened, Rich, is that they filled over onto Soretta's property, and that's what happened with filling the trees. And then they also put soil and boulders down into the floodway, and there's big boulders by the head wall. And so all of that's going to have to be removed.
Okay, so why was work done on other properties? That seems to be somewhat unusual.
I think there was an issue. I don't think they really knew their boundary lines.
Correct.
Because that was one of the things, if you remember the first meeting I asked, I said, could you please stake out and make it very, very clear where the boundary lines are? So,
And we made for the walking as well, so you could see that on site. Yeah, that was the.
no.
It really doesn't explain the issue with the flood, whether it was owned by them or the neighbor. It still doesn't explain the flood.
Oh, no, it wasn't that. If you look, Soretta, I got to tell you, he's got a lawn back there I would kill to have.
Yeah.
And the odd thing is you don't even see it, but that's the way, Mike does things. But no, it wasn't anything that he did. And that's why, he's also looking at if they can shore this up, because the other question we have with that much soil that was added to their property, meaning the applicant, are they going to have to end up trying to do a retaining wall? Because otherwise, is this just going to eventually, erode over time and just go right into Soretta's property and into the floodway? So,
And again, not only is this a federally designated flood zone, but we're talking about the floodway here. And I'm assuming that full remediation of the neighboring property is going to exist as supervised by the town engineer.
now Mike, I know was out and he did drop off a plan and a letter stating, what he wanted done. So.
Civil engineer.
Wayne, who's the civil engineer, is there anything you can add?
Exactly.
No, I'm sorry. Again, as to what was done in the field.
Were you with this at the beginning or have you come in towards the end?
Well, I designed the drainage for them initially, and when they got approved, or I believe that they had gotten approved, but that was the extent of it.
Okay, well, the drainage is always handled by our engineering department, so.
Correct, yeah, and
no.
I don't know, there may have been comments that I never saw. I don't know exactly what happened, but I've since seen the comments and replied to them, but somehow they got the permits in the meantime.
Right.
Wayne, did you do the sedimentation and erosion control plan here?
Yes.
Did you do the grading plan here?
The grading for, the grading for the drainage, yes.
No, the overall site grading.
Yeah, the proposed grades, are shown, yeah.
So why did you show proposed grading within the floodway?
I'm not sure we knew it was a floodway. We did it, and that's what was asked for, and I was expecting to hear something from the town and never did.
Who did the original survey?
I'm not sure. It's probably on.
It's Jay.
Okay,
Jay
yeah.
made the initial survey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who?
Jay.
Neil Jane.
Jay.
Yeah. Jay.
Neil Jane?
That's his
No.
name, yeah.
Yeah.
Is
As I
this-
said, the biggest issue I see is not having the boundary stakes out there. And then you just inadvertently, however, went over onto Mr. Soretta's property. And the issue now with that much additional soil on your property, he's worried about, the erosion and this coming down into his property. Plus, we're worried that it's going to go into the floodway. So that's why I know one of the conditions will be to restore the floodway back to its original condition. So
And through the chair,
go ahead, Tatiana.
just to clarify, the grading drainage plan that was submitted, it does not show fill in a floodway. So the existing topography doesn't quite correspond to the engineered plan. So you guys should look at that and maybe go back to the approved plan. Make sure the site is built in accordance to your design. Thanks.
Tatiana, question?
John, go
Chair?
ahead. Go ahead.
Will this affect the water detention system that's in place if we have to repair the floodway and dig through there?
The drainage system is outside of it, and they're adding another system to treat the runoff for the driveway. But they're
So
both
the
outside
existing
of
one
the
will still
floodway.
work as well?
Correct.
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
Do we need are we going to need a retaining wall on the property line?
Go ahead, Tatiana. Do you have a question?
No, sorry, I was waving to my kids.
Oh, okay. I saw you doing the wave. I didn't know. I thought it was a new motion here. So sorry about that.
Tatiana,
That's-
do you believe we are going to need a retaining wall along the property line?
Great question. Maybe again, they filled more than it was originally approved. Once they remove fill, I think we'll have a better idea if it needs to be stabilized with a slope that's there.
And what is a slope? What would be a reasonable slope for coming off the property line? 1 and 3, 1 and 4, 1 and 2?
So there are two components. One, the floodway, we have to just return to the original condition. But another component, we don't have topography on Soretta's property, and that's where the slope is. But we can't modify it also. We can't make it any steeper than it was.
I think what,
Through the chair,
go ahead, Councilman.
Tatiana, is there a possibility that there's a survey on record of Serrata's property?
Oh yeah, actually that's a great idea. We should have it from
Well, we have 435 Broadway that we made a subdivision plan for the property. So we have the previous one showing both.
So
we're
Back to-
talking, I'm sorry.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
We're talking about 6540 Main Street, Veronica, just so you realize by neighboring
Oh, okay.
property, we're
Okay.
talking about Main Street.
Got it.
All right, back to your comment, David. I think what's going to happen is once they've cleared and brought this down, I think Mike Soretta is going to go over and then tell us, because he did mention that, but he said, let me see whether it can be done on a mild slope or whether they're going to have to do a retaining wall. Because if you look
Right.
back there, I mean, it's beautifully, it's a beautiful grass area. I mean, unbelievable.
Well, I just
Nobody
want,
sees it.
we should define what is a reasonable slope.
2%.
If I may, just for what it's worth, the
That's too
approved,
shallow.
I'm sorry. Again, Wayne DeVanzo, Fairfield County Engineering. Just for what it's worth, the approved plan does show, you know, the proposed grading showed about a 4-foot drop in elevation over, you know, at the nearest point, about 23 feet to that, I guess it's western property line. So that's about a little more than a 5-to-1 slope is what was proposed.
Right. And they extended that, they ignored your plan and filled straight out to the property line. So now we're 4 feet out of the ground at the property line, and that should come back off the property line at, say, a 1-4 or 1-5 slope.
Right, that's what it should end up being.
So start back at original grade at the property line and then back off
Right.
at, you know, a 1-4 or 1-5 slope. I don't think it would be acceptable for them to come out and say, okay, we're going to do a 1-1 slope and call it a day, because then that would be unsafe and the slope would fail.
To the chair. This is John.
No, go ahead, John. Sorry.
Through my observations from living in the area for a long time, I believe there was a berm, partial berm along those two properties there. So I don't know, you know, really have to look at what was the conditions before and after, but there was some difference in elevation and there was a berm there. So you should talk to Mike and ask him exactly how much berm was and where it was and what's been filled and is new now, and take his advice for it as well, because I know there was a difference in elevation. Okay.
All right.
I want to point that out, to be fair.
Yeah, no, good point, John. I think what we'll have to do is get the engineers, and Mike, possibly myself, will go out and he can walk his property and give us an idea. But he did say once everything's been brought back to its original condition, he determined whether a retaining wall or whether they could, you know, plant myrtle, whatever that would, you know, shore it up. So,
yeah.
So, are there any comments, other comments or questions from the commission?
Through the chair.
Go ahead, Rich.
Does the commission share the worry of significant erosion based on the poor maintenance of this fill?
My main concern is to make sure that whatever, you know, when this is finished, that it doesn't create a problem for the adjoining neighbor. And that's why we're saying either a retaining wall or a slope and with proper plantings. So, and that's why on that, I always lean towards Bob and towards Dave, because that's their area of expertise.
Are we expecting them to come with a planting plan stamped by a certified landscape architect?
No, this will come back once we get to the point of where they bring it back to the original conditions. This is going to be done in phases. That's how I can see it being done. So.
I agree, Mr. Chairman. It looks like a phases. Yeah, a lot of work has to be done on that site before any decision. Hey, they got a lot of preparation they have to do with that property before.
Yep.
Well,
I mean, removing the boulders from there, that's not going to be a cakewalk either. So, but again, unfortunately, it's in you know, the floodway there. So, are there any other comments, questions?
Yeah, I have a question. What's the status with the building department now? Is there stop work on this? Is there a stop work?
There was no stop work for this project.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so you continue working. I think that's good. You just have to fix these problems in the end, but keep working on your house. I feel that way too. How you got in this situation is completely your fault. It's a combination of things. So
yeah, Tatiana, also the client and the attorney is in the Zoom meeting. If you could open, I believe they have to at some point.
Who's in the Zoom meeting? I didn't hear.
The attorney, the client attorney Douglas Lewis, and the owner is here as well, Ronaldo Machado, just in case they want to add some information.
Can they raise their hand because I don't see Douglas?
Lewis and
No.
Ronaldo Machado.
Or it's 20 from a
Nope.
licensed surveyor.
Oh, Zoom user. Hold on, I'm promoting a Zoom user.
Otherwise, it's not valid.
All right. In the interim, Greg, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I'm confused. Mike Sharetta's wants to put arborvitae. Then I heard David say that's not a swap for 3 or 4 deciduous trees. So then we said we're going to put 3 or 4 deciduous trees back for the ones that are going to die. They have to be taken down. But is there a planting plan that Mike wanted? And David, would you approve Mike planting arborvitaes there?
Yeah, I think, I'm not crazy about the arborvitaes. I don't think they have a lot of ecological value. I think both the 4 deciduous trees and the arborvitaes should both be done. One, they've removed the screening between the properties, so that needs to be reestablished. And then, adding the deciduous trees for what was lost ecologically is better.
And also,
they should all be on Mike Sharetta's property.
No, those deciduous trees should be on their property.
we can't
But they originally were on his property.
we can't approve plantings on a property that's not before us.
Correct.
And Dave, I'm assuming all these are native plantings to New England.
Yes, the arborvitaes are not native to New England. They are somewhat native. There is a variety of arborvitaes that's on the East Coast, but these are more West Coast.
Are they invasive?
No.
Okay.
They're all over the place. They're deer resistant. People plant them everywhere. It's just they don't have a lot of wildlife value.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, just a
Go
question.
ahead, Bob.
Just a question. When the arborvitaes are combined with the deciduous trees, the arborvitae do require it's a lot of sun. I'm not sure if the trees growing prevent the continuation of growth of the arm. If trees grow, provide a lot of shade, there'll be a lot of thinning taking place on the arm.
Right.
So figure out what type of plant, what type of tree they would recommend.
Well, one of the things is Mike's going to have to look at this plan and approve it because it was, it caused damage to his property and encroaching. So we would look at that. All right.
Can I
Go ahead, Greg.
Then basically the planting plan that was submitted, we're saying is incomplete.
Yes.
3 or 4 deciduous trees added at minimum. And I still don't understand. Are we going to tell the applicant they have to put arborvitaes in there now?
Or they pay for Soretta to put them in.
Okay.
Soretta could put him in on his property. And they would just have to pay for it.
We still haven't seen that planting plan stamped by a licensed landscape architect in the state of Connecticut, which is a standard. Unless Tatiana,
this is a landscape designer who's doing this work.
Yes, it is. There is, we had the letter attached as well, and it was stamped.
so
And again, once
It
he
was not stamped.
provided, once we review everything, he will stamp for sure.
okay.
Yeah,
He's a landscape architect or a landscape designer.
landscape designer.
Okay, so he will not be stamping anything.
Then where are we getting the stamp from? I mean, isn't that a standard?
It doesn't necessarily need to be stamped. It should be done preferred by a landscape architect or by another environmental or landscape professional who's qualified. I don't know this guy. I don't know if he has a business. It says Rosiello Designs. It sounds like he is somewhat qualified as a landscape designer.
Okay, we can work on that.
Which is sufficient in,
And he's working in a federal flood zone here. This has to be, legit.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Rich, again, this is going to be done in phases and monitored and everything. So, all right, at this point, if there are no other comments, questions, I'm going to ask Greg to do a motion, and due to the encroachment onto the neighboring property, we're going to split it into phases if we would, Greg.
Through the chair, I'm sorry, are we doing voting on this application now?
Well, if you think we can do it in phases, or should we,
I think there's still work that needs to be done on this application.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, I meant we have other business on the agenda, but apologies for interrupting.
but on this one, we can phase it.
Yep.
But like David said, there's still significant work that has to be done, especially concerning erosion.
Okay.
We
What
need
you're
to get
gonna
an
have to understand here is nothing gets done until the floodway is brought back to its original conditions. Then that gets checked out. Then the trees from the neighboring property that are damaged and that were impacted by the construction, they get removed. And then there'll be plantings per the neighbor's approval. And then there will be a survey verifying that the floodway topo and all that's been done properly. So it's going to be like 1, 2, 3 phases. So
Before we move on, Mr. Chairman, it appears that there's someone named Zoom user. Is that another part of the applicant's team? Zoom
I
user,
don't believe. So
do we know who that is?
Probably is the attorney, if you could
Oh.
open.
Okay.
all right, Greg, if you would.
Okay,
Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry, we're promoting someone to speak? Is that what or we agreed that there was not someone?
Nobody's come forward, so
No, there's someone on now, Zoom user.
Can that person identify themselves for the record? If they don't
that
identify,
person is muted and
They're
video's
muted.
off.
Yeah, they're probably audience, right?
well, why are they promoted?
There it is.
Hello.
Veronica, can you tell us if there's someone from your team or the
Yep.
applicant's team that desires to speak now?
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right. So my
Please
name is
identify
Ronaldo.
yourself.
He will
Yes, sir.
right
Yes,
now.
sir. So my name is Ronaldo Machado. I'm the owner of the property, 33 Broadway. So I just wanna mention that I follow all the rules, that I submit all the permit, and both building permit, got approved. That's why I started the foundation. I started the excavation. I started the foundation work because everything got approved. So now I do have my job stopped for like 3 or 4 months because the town realized that I need a wetland permit. But again, it's not my job to revise applications. My job is to submit application, and the town, they have to revise everything and see if I need anything else. That way I can provide. But nobody told me nothing about it. I got the permit, I got everything, and I started doing the foundation. I just want to make sure that I did nothing illegal or because I have all the proofs.
no,
So
it was an oversight, and we're trying to correct it now.
I
Unfortunately,
do
you were in a
understand. I
floodway.
do understand, but they should tell me from the beginning, not
Also,
2 months after. I do understand that.
Right.
Also, the plans have not been followed. The grading plan and the grading that exists on the site today does not conform to the grading plan that was provided by the engineer. So we're also running into an issue where you didn't follow the approved plans that you provided the town, which has resulted in an incursion onto an adjoining property owner and caused damage. And it's also not by not following those plans, you have put deposited material into a federal floodway by not following the approved plans. So it's important when you're working on these projects to follow the approved plans.
I do understand it, but nobody knew from the
You're the
beginning.
builder, you should know that you
Yes,
need
I
to
do.
follow the
Yes,
plans.
I do
You're a
follow the
developer in
plans.
this town. You should know the rules and regulations, and you should know to follow the approved plans.
Yes, I do. I do work in Chrome for the last 10 years, and I never had one problem.
Oh, unfortunately, it's a federal issue there with the floodway, so can't be ignored.
Chair,
Good,
Chair,
John.
I just asked if there was a stop work, and it sounds like Mr. Machado said he does have a stop work. Is there stop work on this property or
No,
not, right?
he's no stop work.
He doesn't have his
Okay, you-
support. He just can't move with the building application to get, the remaining permits. So he got the foundation permit, he got the retaining wall permit, and now he's stuck with the building permit. That's the point.
So
And he can't proceed with building.
no,
Yeah.
basically for me to start the framing, I have to get this situation with the wetland resolved, and after that I can start the framing.
I got you. So,
All right.
it's the question for the chair. We had a lot of phases there, and it's going to take a long time. And I'm sure Mr. Machado wants to start this thing and get this project over by the end of the year. Would it be possible to issue a wetlands permit after he's restored the floodway?
Well, there's going to be a motion made, and if he follows the phases in that, he should be able to then come.
Well, that's the major one, though, Rich, is to restore the floodway. The rest of the thing is landscaping. And we have approved plans with telling the applicant that they have to do such landscaping. One thing we do need is the floodway to be restored, though, for sure.
WPC.
And
I don't want to cause I don't think we should cause a hardship on this gentleman either.
WPC.
But we have to have a plan though, John. I mean, we do have to have a plan. A plan has to be submitted that we can review.
This is your planting plan.
Right.
Yeah.
In other words,
We submit that,
yeah.
but the plantings don't have to all be in place and everything to give him the permit. But he has to have the floodway restored, and the plans have to be approved to move on from there. I don't think we should
John.
have to wait for those things.
There's no WPCA approval as part of that, though.
No. John, once a survey is submitted verifying that the floodway topo has been done and and that things have been shored up, then we would be able to do that for him. So like
Okay.
I said, it's going to be done in phases.
Okay.
And again, I'm quite sure he's going to work on this very fast, but removing
know.
those boulders isn't going to be a
No, it
cakewalk
isn't going to
either.
be easy. So we want him to get working on that. That's the hardest thing to
So
achieve.
that's, if we can get the motion and get approval, maybe you can start on it. Greg,
Yep, make a motion for application 2610 to set up a phase 1 correction on the floodway and the encroachment on the neighbor's property. Number one, the floodway needs to be restored to the original topography, the original conditions.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
Mr. Chairman. Yeah, this should be a motion. It's a motion to approve with these conditions. Is that what you're wanting to
I'm
do?
sorry, I make a motion to approve application 2610 with these conditions.
Thank you, sir.
This is additional conditions, section 3 additional conditions. 3.1 was to restore the floodway topography to its original conditions. 3.2, remove the trees from the neighboring property that have been damaged and impacted by construction. 3.3, replace the 3 or 4 deciduous trees on this site to replace the ones that are being removed on the neighboring property. 3.4, to submit a final survey verifying the floodway topography is cleared, is restored, and report that the confirming trees were planted. Okay, upon approval of these phases, 3.1, 2, 3, and 4, phase 2 may commence, which is the to proceed with the continuation of the building of the house. Although we would respect 3.5 that a site monitor be hired to certify that the project is in compliance with the approved plans and meet all the landscape plantings that were completed and installed and approved per Trumbull's IWCC permit.
Tatiana, have we missed anything?
Just wanted to clarify two things. On the site monitor, would you like them to inspect erosion controls as well and submit reports?
Yeah, that's one of the most important things so that we don't affect the neighboring property in the future.
All right, I'm gonna let me restate that then for 3.6. Independent site monitor be hired to certify that the project is in compliance with approved plans, all required erosion controls, periodic reporting back to Trumbull Engineering, and that all plans are in place, including landscaping planters, and ensure and report that everything has been completed and installed as approved by Trumbull's IWWC permit.
David, have we missed anything? Hang on one second. Have we missed anything, David?
I don't know.
Through the chair.
It was very long.
I'm through the chair too.
Go ahead. Go ahead, John. Come back to you in a moment, Carmine.
So if we're voting on this application right now, and if we vote yes, they get an inland wetlands permit. And that's it. Is that what we're saying? Because we didn't get any updated plans or anything like that. So we're going to go ahead with the documentation that we have right now. No, nothing else is needed. No other meetings. We're done. Is that correct?
Tatiana, do you want to address that? That's what the topo for. Go ahead, Tatiana.
So the suggestion on the floor is to make it in phases. So the idea is the applicant restores the encroachment on the neighboring property and corrects things on his site and submits documentation to the town confirming that these changes have been addressed, and then they can proceed with their building. I did have a question for deciduous trees. I think to me it's kind of vague that they have to replace 3 or 4 deciduous trees, so I don't know if any clarification is needed or if I can bother David when time comes.
No, there would be an approval of the planting plan before phase 2 comes in.
Oh.
Remember, it has to be that report confirming all trees have been planted. And what we should add in there, Greg, is that an approved planting plan has been submitted. In addition, Carmine, you've had your hand up.
I have a number of concerns and comments. Regarding the trees, is there a certain minimum size that should be done? Number 2, it was mentioned in Greg's motion that they be planted on this site, which I believe is not correct. I would like to see them on the existing site where they are. You're taking away trees from the Serrata property. Number 3, restoring to topography, does that imply that the boulders are being removed? Or do we have to mention that the
No,
boulders
that's,
need to be
no, that's
removed?
floodway. That, restore the floodway topo. That's part of it. Any soil that was put there, any of the boulders, all has to be removed.
I think just to clarify it, it should be mentioned that it includes the removal of the boulders.
All right, I see Greg doing that, so he would. But, there would be a planting plan now. Let me ask
And
while I've
the
got,
other,
go
and
ahead.
and the documentation, again, clarifying that new topographical drawing should be submitted as part of that documentation, certifying that it was restored to the original conditions.
That is number 4. That's submit a survey verifying floodway topo. It's in there.
I didn't hear the survey mentioned in the
No, it's
motion.
in there. Now, let me go to Bob and David. What size of trees do you recommend?
Your call, Dave.
Pardon?
Typical size range for planning and zoning and wetlands applications is 2.5 to 3 inch caliper.
All right. You agree, Bob?
Is pretty
Yes.
standard.
All right. So,
Do we have a time frame of and benchmarks when some of these things have to be met? Because I don't want this thing, all these now they can move ahead and finish their building and they can just ignore this and finish their building and sell it.
no, they do not get to move to phase 2 until phase 1 has been completed.
And what's holding up the building?
Phase 2. During phase 1, they're not building.
To the
Phase
chair.
2. Good. Is that you, Tatiana? Go ahead.
It's me. So, David, I think they will have the wetlands permit attached to this building, and if conditions of that permit are violated, then there may be consequences. So it is in applicant's interest to follow all the conditions, which include phasing it and addressing all the encroachment so that they can proceed with the building as soon as possible.
Okay.
Thank
Through
you.
the chair.
Through the chair, was that Rich? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Hey, I'm still concerned. It seems to have not been addressed. 2 issues. One of them was the off-site construction or planting, and the other one was the significant level that Mr. Loria and I were speaking of before about erosion, which is both on-site and off-site. And obviously near this site is a state park, but if we could just address that, David.
Oh, that has to be addressed in this survey, and it also has to be approved by the neighbor, Soretta, that he's going to see it, and he's either going to be happy or he's going to say, I want a retaining wall. He wants to do this neighbor to neighbor. He doesn't want to get into a legal thing, so which I
Right.
kind of admire.
I think the engineer for the project should submit a revised grading plan and put his stamp on it.
All right. I see Greg's going to put that down as one of the motions then, or conditions rather of the motion. Okay. I think he's worn out 2 pencils so far, but when he
Yeah, we'll get it all typed up.
you good? All right, we have the motion on the floor. I need a second.
Second.
Seconded by Bob. Okay, I'm going to do a roll call. I'm a yes. Bob?
Yes.
Carmine?
Yes.
Gregory?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Rich?
No.
David?
I have my concerns that all these steps aren't going to be followed. I'm trusting in Greg to write this up so that it is ensured to be followed and the engineering to follow up on it, but I'll give it a yes.
All right. So it's 6-1 that it is passed. All right, very good. Thank you.
Thank
Let's
you.
move on to the next application is 26-11 Madison Properties. It was a permit approval to construct an 8,500 square foot mixed-use building and its appurtenances, including construction of a portion of building, driveway, parking, sidewalks, retaining wall, drainage, underground utilities, and landscaping within a regulated area at 855 and 851 White Plains Road. The applicant has asked for a continuance. So I would ask Gregory if you can do a continuance motion on this.
Yeah, I make a motion for application 2611 Madison Properties LLC at 855 and 851 to be 861 White Plains Road, continued to the July 7th meeting per request from the applicant.
All right, I need a second.
I'll
Okay,
second it.
seconded by Bob. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're all unanimous on that one. Very good. Okay, application 26-12. Bernadine Capizzello, permit approval to construct a single-family dwelling and its appurtenances. I can't even talk tonight, including storm detention gallery system, septic system, footing drain outlet, grading, and a builder barrier within a regulated area at 5044 Madison Avenue. Okay, I see the applicants coming on board.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi.
Good, Mr. Eller, go ahead. Do
For the
your
record,
introduction.
my name is Ian Eller. I am an engineer with J. Edwards and Associates. We are representing the client for the engineering services on this job. So we have some updated plans since the last time we were here, as well as comments in response to the commission's letter from the last time. So if I could, I'll just go through a quick remind you of what the project is, and then I'll adjust those comments.
All right.
I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's see if we get a big giant red diamond. A quick Google told me that that is a permissions issue, and it's probably on your guys' end, just so you know. Okay, so 5044 Madison Avenue is a single family home. It is on a lot of one of two from a subdivision. I'm actually going to spin through here and just remind everybody that L. Edwards and Associates did this subdivision in the late 80s. We are this front lot that you see here. There is a driveway and an access that leads to the rear lot, which is developed. And I'll go back to the site plan now. So this is the existing conditions plan. As you can see, the site is very, very wet. And so our development is limited to the, I guess that is the eastern end of the lot. We're going to access, like I said, by way of an existing driveway that leads up, and we're going to build a new driveway that goes in. I'll zoom in here just so everybody can see. We have the house going in and the septic system, obviously. We have the stormwater system here, doing some earthwork to get the house in, but trying to stay limited amounts of disturbance as best we can. I believe that you guys had a walk, so you've seen kind of what the layout is like. We had comments, and I will go through those unless somebody has a question before I start that. Oops, oh no.
I have a question.
Sure.
Back up to your existing conditions, please.
Yeah.
Zoom into the lower right-hand corner. You're showing a wetlands line in the right-hand corner of the property.
Yeah, I don't think that's actually there. As far as I understand it, talking to the other engineer on the project, the wetlands line that we see here that the offset is coming from is the actual wetlands line. I'm not sure what that is, but that I don't think that is actually there. We talked a little
All
bit
right.
about this last time, and we had a error in the offset or the setback rather.
All right. So that line should be removed from the drawing. Otherwise, we're expecting a setback on it.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you.
David.
All right. So, with regards to comments that we had, the comments were sent to us dated 4/7/2026 for the record, from the Town of Trumbull Engineering Department. The first comment was with regards to the drainage report, which you guys should have. I have it here. Specifically asking for watershed sub areas, and these have been added to the drainage report. So the main existing and then and then the bypass area have been put in. We also have the typical soil types and that sort of thing. Comment number 2 was with regards to the grass swales. The engineer on the project gave the following response, and I'll just read it out for posterity. The current configuration is, well, let me read the comment that was made just for context. Consider alternative to grass swales, splitting the SMS system, shortening swale length, piping. As they fill up and fail long-term, swale across the driveway must be piped. The engineer's comment was the current configuration is desirable to keep disturbance in the regulated area to a minimum. 2 SMS systems would require double maintenance, and the swale is easily accessible for cleaning. A catch basin has been added to receive the easterly swale. Let me go to the site plan. And you can see that a catch basin was added here to the end of the swale to get that water caught correctly as opposed to just pouring through. Comment number 3 was a question regarding the name and phone number for the person assigned the responsibility of implementation of the maintenance and erosion and sediment controls. That person responsible appears in note number 26 under the Stormwater Pollution Control Plan, notes on 4.1. 4.1 is the notes. Hold on. 26 is the owner of the property. As you can see, we've added that information in for compliance with that note. The next few are, or the next one is about bond estimate. That is understood. The trees, we did add, where is it? A demo plan that zoomed in. We indicated the trees and we added a demolition plan showing all trees 8 inches of diameter or greater to be removed. Those are all in red that you can see there on this plan. Comment number 6 was consider adding a buffer plantings to area between the wetlands and the house. We have a landscape plan. Oops. That will show. So if you recall, when we discussed this last time, there was the idea of putting something that marks that area to help the future owners understand kind of like where the limit of disturbance is. And so this landscape plan, and it's reflected on our site plan, shows this boulder wall that's sort of existing down here has been extended up through the yard to make that easily understood to whoever ends up living in this house. Number 7, no debris or stumps to be buried on site. That is the lot development sequence indicates that. That was on that same page 4.1. Provide documentation of driveway and construction access easements on for 534 Madison Avenue. So that is the piece in the back. So this is we'll go back here. So we have this access, right? And it is accessible by way of, oh, let me share this. Can you see where I've got the driveway easement up to that?
Yes.
From the sheriff, right? So this document does exist. It's dated all the way back for October 2022. It is the driveway easement and maintenance agreement between the two parties. So that is all set to go, signed by all the important parties involved. That was comment number. Oh no! See, there's that red again.
How many comments are there, Mr. Hawk?
We are near the end. I believe there was a
All right.
total of 10, maybe. Oh, sorry, there's 12. So most of the rest of them, the next three are just understood driveway permits, wetlands permits required, and as-built requirements, and we acknowledge that those are true. And then the final one, number 12, is as part of the site plan review process, a maximum of a fee of 75 will be charged. And we have an engineering review estimate at the end of this thing. And those were submitted as part of the response to this. But if you want to see it, it is here. This is the cost estimate for the review fee. So I'm happy to answer additional questions. And get you back to the site set so that you can see what's going on.
All right, at this point, Tatiana or John Mayer, do you have any comments, questions?
Quick question, and going back to David's comment, I believe that wetland line that was shown on the survey is accurate. Or at least there are wetlands off-site nearing on that border, so the offset should be corrected accordingly.
Okay. All right, so I will confirm one way or the other on those. As I understand the discussion I had with Nick, that those are not accurate or were not flagged. So we'll look into it.
Yeah, it looks like wetlands are maybe on the neighboring properties, so they likely have not been flagged, but since you have line right there, it maybe is accurate. But anyways, then regarding the swale, I think we may have to do minor adjustments just because the 90-degree bend may cause issues long term, and we just see too frequently where they're failing. But that truly is minor and shouldn't affect this wetlands application because it's mostly outside of the regulated area.
Okay, I'll make a note and oof, goodness gracious. I don't know what's causing that. I will make a note and we can discuss specifics if you so desire.
Yeah, I think that's it for now. I'm not sure if John has any other comments.
All right, we're going to open it to the commission. Comments, questions?
Through the chair.
Through the chair.
Well, go ahead, David. I saw your hand first. Go ahead.
Just in review of the landscape plan, my only comment was they've got bayberry on this planting plan. I think a dogwood, like a silky dogwood or a gray twig dogwood or red twig dogwood, might be more appropriate in this location as opposed to the bayberry. And then a question for the commission is, are we happy with the layout of that boulder line shown on the plans? Does it give the homeowners enough area to utilize the property? Should we think about sliding it down the hill a little bit just so that the future homeowners aren't inclined to just, go into that area on their own? And do we need placards?
Well,
Those are my comments.
through the chair.
Well, actually, Carmine was next. I'll come to you next, Rich. Go ahead, Carmine.
Well, my comment is regarding the boulder. Mr. Eller, I know what the definition of a boulder is, but what size boulder, minimum size boulder were you thinking of putting there?
Well, to be honest, I wasn't because that's with the landscape architect. If I had to guess, it'd be a big enough rock that you'd trip over it. We're not going to build a wall or anything.
No, I'm not
Pick it
asking
up.
about a four wall. We had a previous application where we asked for a boulder wall and we were a little surprised at the size of the boulders that they put down. I agree with you. It should be a large enough size that it's going to be noticed and not
easily
moved.
be removed.
Not easily removed.
Right.
And in the past, we have suggested a distance between the boulders. We haven't seen that here. Are we going to ask for a certain distance?
Mr. Eller, on your plan, what did it show? Because I can't see the scale here. Are you going 10 feet between, 8 feet? What's it projecting?
Well, again, this is the landscape architect's plan, but if this is at 20 scale, I would guess that's probably somewhere between 8 and 10 between each of those. But again, I don't know if that is just intended to be visual design from the landscape architect, or if they were specifically thinking real boulders that are about 3 feet long every 10 feet. We can determine that, or you guys can certainly make a preference known for what you'd like to see so that it is clear. And I will, we can make that happen if you do know that a size that you like,
Through the chair.
Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, just on the boulders, we had a different project. Basically, the boulders, I think we're trying to firm this up, but we're looking for a minimum height of 2.5 to 3 feet and in the neighborhood of 3 to 4 feet wide. Boulders be placed every 10 feet. And in between those boulders, a 4x4 post, and we have placards that will be nailed to those posts.
Through the chair.
What, if I may ask, that sounds fine, except for what would those placards say? Because just for clarity, this isn't a conservation easement. This is the limit of disturbance, right? So would we say limit of disturbance?
There's an example. There's an example right here. I'm holding in front of the screen. It's approximately twice the size of a silver dollar, and it has a town seal and it says wetland boundary on it. Traditionally, these are placed on wooden posts at distances no greater than 10 yards apart.
But those indicate the wetland boundary, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Through the chair, that's not the boundary though. That's a landscaping demarcation. So would we rather move them down in front of the wetlands themselves? Which is pretty obvious once you get down there that they are wetlands.
Okay,
let me decide if we want to put them up and where we should put them up.
Through the chair.
Okay, I'm going to jump in. That's what I was going to do. Ask you, David, because you had mentioned that we're kind of cutting in. Should we be moving this back? Would there be a problem of just marking where the wetlands are and letting them have a bigger lawn? Go ahead, David.
Ian, Ian, can you zoom in on the developed portion of the property on this plan a little for me?
Yeah, do you want this one or do you want me to switch to the site plan?
This one's good because I can actually read the contours on this one, the contour intervals. What I was thinking was somewhere, the 404 contour is about 20 feet off the wetlands. It's got a big flat area there. Or the 406 contour, you could slide the boulders down to like the 404 contour or between the 404 and the 406. And, the boulders should be big enough that they have to be machine placed and cannot be moved by hand. And then every, like we said, 10 feet. But I think getting the boulder line closer to, that 404, 406 contour there gives a few future homeowners enough room that they have a decent lawn, should they choose to have a decent lawn, and then enough buffer area there that, the wetlands are protected. And if we wanted to do the placards at the wetland limit line, we could do that.
Can you
What
bring
I have-
this down so we can see where 404 continues to the neighbors? So your idea is just follow the 404. I think it's a great idea.
Or the 406,
Or so all right.
the 40, but that 405 area, it's kind of got a flat area there just at the 404. So
What are you thinking to follow? Which?
maybe call it 405 between the two.
All right.
This seems kind of strange that we're asking the applicant to cut down more trees. It just seems counterintuitive to what this commission's
Or
supposed to
maybe
be doing for environmental protection. The applicant only asked for so much, but why are we giving more? If the applicant wanted it, why didn't they ask for it?
Why are we ordering them to do continued additional cutting?
I'm
Well,
I
again,
don't
I
like that.
didn't.
I'd just rather give them what they asked for. I hear what you're saying, Dave, but they should have asked for it. I don't think we should be giving away things.
okay. That's why it's for discussion.
Through the
Yep.
chair.
Go ahead, Rich.
Just a couple of questions. First of all, there's a listing of Japanese knotweed on there. I'm assuming we're giving them unconditional approval to remove and eradicate all invasives.
Didn't say that.
I think that should be unconditional approval to remove any of the Japanese knotweed or other invasives in that area. It's a significant issue. We've seen the proliferation of knotweed, bamboo elsewhere in town. Large stands appear within a course of a couple of years. So that should be not only allowing them, but we should be requiring them to remove it. I'm sure they're happy to remove it. In terms of the wooden posts with placards, the wooden posts are small. They're easily seen. They're placed down in the wetland area. 10 yards apart is not a significant amount of them. We're not asking them to place, to build a split rail fence or to add additional boulders down at the bottom. Simply a few wooden posts, 10 yards apart. And with these placards here, it's very clear there's wetland boundary. We know the current owner will be, judiciously watching that. We want to protect future owners who may not be told. We know sometimes the realtor doesn't get the full story. Someone in 5 years and 20 years should know, hey, this is a wetlands boundary. I can't go past this. It's very easy. And with wooden posts, 10 yards apart, it should be very simple to maintain. The last point I had for David, we had mentioned a number of plants. I know there was a mention of installing new plants there instead of cutting them. I don't know if they had considered either small evergreens or a small amount of service berries to be placed there.
We could add Shadlow serviceberry to the planting list. I think what's shown is certainly appropriate and, not uncommon for the area.
All right, Rich, so your thought is we would put 4x4 posts right on the border of the existing wetlands, so they know when they come up.
10 yards apart. It's very reasonable. Again, we're not
10 feet. 10 yards or 10 feet?
10 yards.
Okay.
That's 30 feet. Okay.
That's pretty much. That's
all right. Through the chair, I'd like to just make a comment.
Go ahead, John.
I went over to 17 Applegate today, and I did look at those posts, and their placards aren't nailed on. They almost seem like they're being held on by a magnet or something. I didn't want to pull on them, but they're not nailed down. I don't know.
When we walk that, I'll check that. So.
Okay, you're going to go back over there to Applegate again?
Yes.
Yeah.
These do have.
Okay, just want to make that as a comment. They have them up, but I thought they would be nailed. And I didn't want to pull on them in case it was a magnet or not a magnet. I don't know how they're fastened.
No, they
Okay.
have nail holes that they can be nailed or screwed
Yeah,
in.
but they weren't nailed, yes. That's all. Sorry to interrupt.
No, remember, you don't know what I went through to get those.
Yeah, I know. I just want to let you know they don't
Yeah.
seem to be used quite correctly yet, but they're getting close.
No. No. All right, so let's stick with the plan as it shows, but we will put 4x4 posts along the wetlands boundary, and then the comment that Greg made with the size of the boulders. Then I believe you said every 10 feet or so. So
Yeah.
we'll stay with that. And
10 yards, Mr. Chairman.
No,
No,
the
10 feet.
placards are 10 yards.
Oh, you're saying the boulders will be 10 feet?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we're gonna add the addition of service berries.
Okay, anything else that we can think of here on conditions?
Through the chair.
Go ahead, Tatiana.
I'm looking at this wetland boundary and it just zigzags through the property and it's very long, and plus there is potential additional wetland encroachment on the side. Historically, the commission kind of has demarcated an area that is not to be disturbed. I'm not saying it's a conservation easement, but it makes more sense with boulders and placards to be in one area. And if that's not appropriate in this case, I'm not sure that placards should follow this wetland line specifically. A, it's more disturbance. Two, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So that's my thought.
I disagree.
Okay.
That says wetland boundaries on the placard. Those are the boundaries. The boulders themselves have nothing to do with the wetlands. It was the landscape architect decided to put those there. They weren't supposed to be demarcating the wetlands, but the placards will. That's my opinion, Tatiana.
Oh, that's fine. It's just not what I think what historically has been done, and also wetlands boundaries, they do change, and those posts on their own, they're not gonna last. So that's why they've been combined or with boulders from what I've seen, but it's up to you guys.
We do
Thanks.
pressure treated posts, don't we?
No, pressure treated 4x4 posts.
Yeah, so they should last 25 years.
And they should be 6 foot because we're 2 feet into the ground. It gives you a 4-foot high post. That's what we've been asking. So.
And those are
So
not
for the motion.
Go ahead.
What was that, Rich?
It should be clear that they're not to be removed. I mean,
Yep.
if they're in the ground, someone who acquires the property should not be going out there and removing them.
Well,
That's just
we'll
common
send you
sense.
out there to check every now and then. So. Okay, any other items that we can think of? Greg, are we pretty good?
Yeah, and we'll probably, I was talking to Tatiana about this earlier in the day. Require a site monitor. We're seeing more and more projects where stuff is not completed or things are filled in areas that shouldn't be filled in, and probably will put in a condition for a site monitor to make sure the project.
No, it's on here because it's a new project and building, so.
Through the chair.
Go ahead, Rich.
I would just ask if Mr. Cernica could add the unconditional approval for the removal of the Japanese knotweed and the other invasives.
Yep, yep, on the plan.
Okay.
That's just in the planting area, right?
Yeah, in any part of the wetland.
Another
Big
thing.
wetlands. That's huge. That's acres.
If they're going to go in there and remove the invasives, more power to them, and they're doing us a service.
Yeah.
Is the limits of disturbance defined on this plan?
Yeah, but those limits don't apply to the invasive control.
No, I'm talking about how far they can bulldozer down trees.
Well, the limits of disturbance is where the boulders are.
Is it clear that that is? Or maybe we should just make sure the boulder line is the limited disturbance, since it's not called out on the plan, I don't think.
All right, so hold on, give me 1 sec. That is where that came from originally. If I may remind you, So this boulder line was originally put on prior to the last time we came and saw you by the landscape architect to protect these wetlands and some of that clearing and planting that's going to happen there. And I don't remember who it was specifically
Okay.
on the
I see your
commission
silt
asked
fence.
that we continue that along the limits of disturbance for the actual project. That's why those are there. That was upon
Fine.
your guys' request.
So that would be the limit of disturbance then.
Correct.
All right.
Thank you.
Very good.
That's defined. Thank you.
And through the chair, if we could just go, if Mr. Eller could go back to the last map, there was an issue, excuse me, a listing on the bottom right in regards to the invasives.
Oh, the landscape plan? Yes. Hold on.
Yeah, that to the right of the general notes, it said non-native control. If you could just go a little farther. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were looking for the list of plantings.
Oh, no problem. It just says that it's being cut and weed whacked. We know Japanese knotweed is going to come back. So and I know it's limiting it to cutting here. The Wetlands Commission, I'm sure, would be amenable to total removal and eradication if that includes digging these plants out. That should be considered as a viable option. We're not limiting you to weed whacking because it says it's weed whacking monthly for a 2-year period. That means after 2 years, it's just going to come right back. So if the commission is going to approve total eradication, those should be dug up and removed. And giving the applicant the opportunity to do that should be allowed.
It's pretty defined on what they can do, including herbicides and stuff.
Yeah.
So
I'm a little, the herbicides itself, that wetland itself may be the headwaters of the eastern reservoir. I believe it is, but
right, that's
it
why those
finds
should
its
be
way down
should
to eastern.
right. That's why they should be dug out and removed. We should
using the pesticide. Of course, we're using pesticides on the golf course, which is the same wetlands too. So
I'm not intending to
Right.
limit them or force them, but they should be allowed the opportunity to dig those up. As it's stated here, they can't go in the wetlands and remove them. They can only weed whack them, which seems somewhat silly.
All right. So Greg, I need a motion to approve.
Yeah, I'm still not clear what they want to do with invasives. I know we want to remove them in that wetland buffer area, but do we go into the wetlands or not? I'm just going to say the buffer for now.
I think we are allowing them unconditional approval to go into the wetland strictly for the removal of invasives. No clearing, but they should be allowed to remove them at any point in the entire wetland. That should always be approved and encouraged
whoa.
by hand, spade and auger.
That's a huge wetland. It's just loaded with phragmites and everything. We're not giving them permission to do the whole wetland.
They're not there. It's unlikely they're going to, but with spade and auger, no machines, giving the homeowner the opportunity to remove them instead of saying there's invasives in this wetland, you're not allowed to remove them. Those invasives are causing serious trouble. We've seen bamboo stands across New England, I mean, certainly across Trumbull. It allows the applicant at his or her leisure, when they see that there's a problem, they can go in there.
Probably do it anyways, Rich.
But right now,
this way they have
allow them
permission.
to do so. Yeah, we're giving them permission. We're not ordering them.
Permission to dig up those those particular invasive plants, and that's that.
All right.
Any plant listed on the non-native list is approved by
In that area.
right, native northern southern New England. Or what Dave would probably give us the specific region. Was it listed as southern New England, David?
For what, invasives?
Yeah, is there a specific region where we go by?
Connecticut has a list. It's a Connecticut Invasive Plant Working Group.
Excellent.
They have
So
a list.
Any plants on that list are eligible for unconditional removal.
Yes.
That works.
All right.
And also, I think Greg added the extra plants. They were adding the service berries.
Is it called service?
David, they're called service berries, right?
It's Shadblow Serviceberry.
All right. I make a motion to approve application 2612. permit approval to construct a single-family dwelling and its appurtenances, including a storm detention gallery system, septic system, footing drain outlet, grading, and boulder barrier within a regulated area at 5044 Madison Avenue, in accordance with the following conditions from the Town of Trumbull Inland Wetlands and Watercourse Commission, Section 1, General Conditions 1.1 to 1.10, and Section 3, Additional Conditions 3.1, adjust the planning plan to include some shadblow serviceberry trees. 3.2, extending the existing boulder line along the limits of disturbance. Install approximately 2.5 to 3 foot high, 3 to 4 foot long boulders every 10 feet along the limit of disturbance line. 3.3, install 6 foot 4x4 pressure treated posts, 10 yards apart along the wetlands border. 3.4,
and with the placards, Steve, Greg.
Yep. And install placards, wetlands placards, to be supplied from the town.
You failed to show the placard, Rich.
3.4.
Here you
go. Applicant free to remove all invasives, Connecticut invasives that are located on their property and along their wetlands. Invited to remove all wetlands in their property and wetland buffer areas. And then 3.4, applicant to submit a name of a site monitor, the name approved to the Town of Engineering Department from the Town of Trumbull Town Engineering Department, to have the responsibility to monitor and certify that the project and any required erosion controls are maintained, and that the landscape plantings were completed and installed as approved by the Trumbull IWWC permit. Is that it? I think we got.
Tatiana, did we miss anything?
The site monitor, do you want weekly reports? Okay.
And after 48 hours after every rain event.
Thank you. I think that's it.
Yep. Now, I told you, when I do in Fairfield, they require the report and photos. Do you want photos or not?
Oh, the standard condition, I believe 2.2, is specifically for erosion controls with photographs.
All right.
So if that's what the commission wishes, then certainly.
All right. Sounds good. Anything else you can think of?
So we said that was weekly, and then is it, Tatiana, what's the standard? Is it 48 hours after a rain event or 24?
Usually it's just after each rainfall of it says half an inch or greater, which is a small rain, but maybe a couple inches or more.
Okay, so every 48 hours after every 1 inch rain.
Well, it's right after the rain event. They don't have to wait 48 hours.
I'm saying within 48 hours.
Within, okay, sure. I would put within 24.
Okay, so with a 1 inch rainfall within 24 hours, otherwise once a week.
Yes.
And you want them to submit photos.
If you wanted to.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think Bob wants that. So.
Okay. So we're good, Greg?
Yep, I think
Okay,
so.
I need a second on the motion.
Second.
Seconded by Rich Deacon. Mr. Alec, could you remove the plan from the screen?
I can.
Thank you. All right, we're going to do a roll call. I'm a yes. Bob Ferrigno,
Yes.
Carmine,
Yes.
Gregory,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Rich,
Yes.
John.
Yes.
I paused for a moment. I just noticed the applicants suddenly there because I hadn't seen you there. Good evening. All right, so it's approved 7-0. Good luck.
Thank you.
Take care. Be safe. Be well. All right, application 26-15, Mark Amir. It's the permit approval for hydraulic suction dredging of an existing pond, temporary grading, disposal of dredge spoils, and restore all disturbed areas as lawn within a regulated area at 101 Governor Trumbull Way. And I'm looking to see if Mr. Mayor, there he is. I see Mr. Mayor is coming on. And I know that Tracy's working this one too. Are you going to open the presentation and then turn it over to Mr. Mayor, or you, who's doing what first?
Yes, for the record, this is Tracy Shalafo, agent for the applicant Mark Amler, Pristine Waters LLC, based in Danbury, Connecticut. Yeah, I'd love to share my screen, and then if there are any questions for Mr. Amler, then he's happy to answer those. Okay, is that visible to you all?
Yes.
Okay, so I know that a commissioner site walk was conducted recently, and I would just like to point out that there have been no changes to the site plans since that walk took place. I'm happy to go through and summarize the proposed dredging plan again. If you'd like me to sort of give an abbreviated presentation and then take questions, that's great.
I know, I thought last month's presentation was pretty good, pretty complete. So I think you can kind of skim.
Sure. I'll just speak very generally then. Here's the pond. It's about a half-acre pond. As you saw, it's filled with sediment. We're proposing a hydraulic suction dredging. The slurry would be pumped to this temporary dewatering area staged to the north of units 408 and 410. The bags would be surrounded by water walls and erosion controls. The water would be directed back to the stream so that the pond would remain hydrated throughout the process. There's a construction access here between units 406 and 408. And once the sediment is completely dewatered and dried, the tubes would be cut open and the sediment trucked through the development to a non-wetland and non-wetland buffer disposal area. So this grading plan indicates the topography in order to, let's just say, lose the 800 cubic yards dried sediment, and silt fence would remain in place until this area is completely revegetated, in this case with grass. And just a reminder that no trees are to be removed as part of this application, and that the dredge machine would be craned into the pond so that we would not disturb the substantial existing buffer along this shoreline. Additional turbidity curtains could be added throughout the project as needed. Currently, one is proposed here, but I know that during the last meeting, a question came up, should we perhaps add more? And yes, we could certainly add one on the other side of the culvert along Main Street. And it's just something that we keep an eye on throughout the process to determine if any sediment is becoming, sort of thick within the water, and the curtains are just added as needed, basically. But as Mr. Amler can explain to you, the water quality as it seeps out of the bags, it's very, very clean. So we have not had this be an issue in the past. And there are the pond sections. You can see the approximate amount of sediment that exists in the pond, indicated with a cross-hatched area, And we're just returning to the pond to the original topography. We're not deepening it, we're not enlarging it, it's just back to what it had been before it filled in. And then you have all of your standard details here for
Yes.
the dredging project, and that summarizes it. So I'm happy to take any questions or turn it over to Mr. Amler.
Tatiana, questions, comments for Tracy?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, the commission, any comments, questions?
Through the chair,
Go ahead, Carmine.
just curious, the time frame. How long do you think this would take?
Hi, Mark Amler, Christine Waters. It's going to be somewhat dependent on weather, to be honest, but generally speaking, this volume of sediment in a situation like this, I'd estimate that the actual in-water work will be 4 to 6 weeks. The dry time on the sediment is also going to be a little bit weather dependent. The drier it is, the hotter it is, the more sun, the faster the sediment in the tubes dries out to the point where it can be moved. But again, upon completion, 6 to 8 weeks, it'll probably sit before it gets taken out of the tubes and then relocated either on site or based on testing if it needs to leave. Yeah, so that gives you a basic general timeline.
Okay, so your belief with good weather and everything, you should be able to finish it before winter.
Most definitely, unless there is some component to the sediment that keeps it from releasing water, which is highly unlikely based on our experience. And we didn't see anything in the pond that would indicate that it was a higher than average clay content, which would slow down dewatering. But no, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't be predominantly stabilized before winter. So,
Okay, thank you.
Through the chair.
Um,
Through the chair. It's Greg Cernica.
okay, Greg, I'm sorry, I couldn't see you. Go ahead.
For Mark or Tracy, do you guys do reports, document activity that's going on, erosion, or turbidity controls, erosion controls, how the dumping, that we have these temporary drying pits that they're solid. Do you guys do that? Do we have to put in a motion that someone's going to monitor that and send the documentation into our engineering group? Talk to me about how you control that project.
I mean, we're happy to submit weekly reports on progress and any issues that we encounter. If people want that, I'm happy to do that. We'll visually kind of define the turbidity and show you pictures of it. No problem with that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Anyone else from the commission? I told you on the walk, I thought it was an excellent presentation last month. I thought you covered everything pretty well.
Thank you.
All right, if there is,
Just one last question. So we're going to put these turbidity screens up. Is it going to be one or is it going to be two? Because we talked about putting one where Route 111 is as well, where it exits. How many should we expect for the project?
I would say, as Tracy mentioned, that we recall the request for the potential second on the other side of the road, on the other side of the culvert. I have no problem doing that. If that's what you want us to do, we will.
Okay, so we should plan on that as well.
okay. If there be no other questions, all right. I'm looking to approve 2615 as submitted. Greg.
Yep, I make a motion. I make a motion to approve application 2615 a permit for hydraulic suction dredging of existing pond, temporary grading, disposal of dredge spoils, and to restore all disturbed areas as lawn within a regulated area at 101 Governor Trumbull Way, in accordance with the following conditions from the Town of Trumbull Inland Wetlands and Watercourse Commission, Section 1, General Conditions 1.1 to 1.10, and Section 3, Additional Conditions 3.1. Turbidity control screens will be installed at the exit of the pond and at the opposite side of Main Street, both sides of the street. And then 3.2, contractor to submit weekly progress reports and photos as the project progresses. That's
Second.
it.
Go ahead, Rich.
Second.
Second, okay. Tatiana, did we miss anything? We're good? All right, so we have a second on it. I'm going to take a roll call. I'm a yes. Bob Ferrigno?
Yes.
Carmine?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
David?
I'm a yes.
John?
Yes.
Rich?
Yes.
7-0. It's approved. Good luck. Thank
you
you.
very
Thank
much.
you for your
Have a
time.
nice evening.
You take care. Same to you. All right, application 26-16. It's revised. It's Lawrence and Maria Haslam. It's a permit approval to remove 13 trees plus 4 additional 4 trees previously removed and plant 41 trees and or plants within a regulated area at 272 Strobel Road. The revision is remove stumps of all trees in the front. Let's see, I'm trying to see. Tatiana, do you know if we have anybody that's speaking for this? Yep, I see the applicant.
Maria's there.
Yep, I see her. The eyes haven't failed me quite yet, Carmine.
Okay. Okay, there you are.
All right, you have to introduce yourself,
Yep.
give your address.
I'm Maria Haslam. My address is 272 Strobel Road, Trumbull, Connecticut.
Okay. Did a presentation last month. I see it's a revision just to remove the stumps of all the trees in the front. Anything else that you wanted to point out or say?
No, just adding the stumps because they're going to be replanting everything up there.
All right. Tatiana, comments, questions? John Mayer, any thoughts?
I'm all set.
All right.
I'm good.
You're good? Any comments, questions from the commission?
No.
No?
I have
All right.
one question through the chair.
Go ahead, Greg.
When you say removing the stumps, are they just grinding down or are they going in there and yanking?
No, just grinding, I think.
Okay, so you're just taking it down a couple inches.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Good catch, Greg. All right. If that be the case, then I move to approve 26-16 as submitted.
Second.
Greg?
Yep.
Seconded by Rich. Go ahead.
I make a motion to approve application 2616, the revised application, permanent approval to remove 13 trees plus additional 4 trees previously removed and plant 41 trees or plants within a regulated area at 272 Strobel Road. The revision is that the stumps will be of the trees will be ground down in the front. This is in accordance to the following conditions from the Town of Trumbull Wetlands And Watercourse Commission, Section 1, General Conditions 1.1 to 1.10. Section 2, Site-Specific Conditions of Approval 2.9 is survivability. All plants shall have survivability period of 1 year minimum, or anything else as determined by the town engineer. Section 3, additional conditions. Applicant, I think we have a fee of $350 that needs to be paid. So we'd like that to be paid before the project begins.
Is that instead of the 250 I paid?
No, what happened there is that's an after the fact.
Okay.
This was actually, so
Okay, yep.
it was missed, so, and that
Okay,
would have
so
to be
it's,
paid before commencement of the project.
yep.
Go ahead,
okay.
Greg.
Okay, and plantings, trees and plants should be planted by in 1 year by 6/1/2027. A 3.3 applicant should submit a report to the town upon the completion of the plantings. And 3.4, obviously, if nothing is planted, a citation will be issued.
Mhm.
All right. Have we missed anything? We're
I'm
good?
just asking, what about
Go
the
ahead.
trees in the back? Is that on there? Remember the 5 trees? Is that on there?
If that's a part of your
Yes.
41,
Okay, yep,
yes.
yep,
Yep,
it
they
is,
are.
okay. I just want to make sure it said back. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. All right, motion's been made. It was seconded by Bob Ferrigno. I'm going to take a vocal on this. I'm a yes. Bob?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Carmine?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Rich?
Yes.
Okay, 7 is, you're approved. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, yep, bye-bye.
All right, I need a motion to close. Oh, wait a moment. I've got to go to old business continuation of public hearings on application 25-10 and 25-11, which is Amelia Ferry. I'm going to ask Attorney Cordone to address this for a moment. I understand they've asked for a continuance.
Yes, actually, Mr. Chairman, the town staff, in conjunction with the third party licensed environmental professional who is working with the town, and with attorney Paul Jacoby, who is an outside counsel, an environmental attorney, have been working with the applicant's licensed environmental professional to see if we could work on a mutually agreeable resolution to the environmental condition of the property. Our environmental attorney is recommending that we continue the matter for another 30 days to continue to work on that. So that's the request. The applicant's attorney has sent an email to the commission agreeing to that continuance and waiving any statutory time periods to continue the hearing to the July 2nd meeting.
Discussions, Mr. Chairman?
I think it's actually July 6th or 7th. I'm
I
trying to look for it.
apologize. That is
No,
correct. July
I
2nd.
don't normally catch that often.
No, you're
Go ahead,
correct.
Rich, you had a question?
I'm a broken record. I say the same thing every month. It's been going on for a year. At what point do
Rich, I think our town attorney just explained why. This is a pretty serious issue, and you know, we're going into a lot of different areas. And you've got, an LEP on their side, LEP on our side, and now we just brought Attorney Jacoby, who happens to be one of the leading attorneys in the state on environmental. And he's helping to guide us.
I'm sure we got the best of the best, but nothing's ever been acknowledged about the illegal dumping, about the illegal.
It will be.
The wall that could collapse at any day.
That's all been under discussion, believe me. So I'm pretty sure, once it's decided, we will cover these. I mean, this is in the 21st year of this. And remember, I go back to it. So it's been a long journey. All right.
Make you feel any better? I spent on this application more than on any applications in the last month. So it eats a lot of our time and there is a lot of wheels moving.
Now, what we'd like to do is somehow resolve this without having to go to court. No, I mean, that's always my first thing. I nothing against Attorney Cardone. We love you, but if I can stay away from court, that's what I like to do, and that's what we're trying to do here. So, all right. So at any rate, Greg, there is a need for a motion for continuance, please, on both applications. We can do them together, right, Attorney Cardone?
Yes, sir. Just the application numbers and continue to the July meeting.
right.
I make a motion to continue the public hearing for application 2510, which is 6 Sycamore Street, and application 2511, which is lot 321 Sycamore Street, to the next inland wetlands meeting on July 7th, with the applicant's attorney waiving any statutory timeframes for the public hearing.
All right, I need a second.
Second.
Seconded by Bob. Okay, I'm going to do a roll call. I'm a yes. Bob?
Yes.
Carmine?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
John? John is recusing himself. He won't be
Exactly.
voting on this. And Rich Deacon?
Let me think about it. No.
I know where you live, Rich.
Oh, you know what my
Okay.
favorite game is? I love to go to the casino in Reno to play Keno.
There you go. Now you got that out of your system. I'm happy for you. 5-1, continuance has been granted. I hate to put this on you, Greg, but minutes for May 5, 2026. I bet you've gone through 5 pencils tonight.
Yeah, well, it's the paper too.
Yep.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the Town of Trumbull Inland Wetlands and Watercourse Commission meeting held on May 5th, 2026.
Second.
Seconded by Rich. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous. Let me review for one quick second here. Tatiana, I think we have to walk Applegate. We actually have to make sure that they've followed through on the previous conditions, right? Can we do that, engineers, or should we do a walk? What are your thoughts?
Considering the history, I anticipate a walk would be appropriate in this case.
Okay, then on that case, let's do a walk on Tuesday, July 16th.
July or June?
June.
Pardon?
June.
June.
No, I'm sorry. Backing up. Okay. We'll do a walk on Tuesday, June 16th. Thank you. And seeing it's the only walk, we'll do it at 3. And anything else that the commission can think of?
That's the Giuliano property, Mr. Chairman?
Pardon?
Giuliano property?
Yes, the applicant. Colleen, is there anything else that has to come before the commission or be discussed?
There is not. Thank you.
Okay.
You want the P&Z report?
Rich, yes, Rich, I was going to just ask you what's happening with planning and zoning.
Just very quickly, there was a Wednesday, May 20th meeting. There was only one application. It does have some wetlands interest. It was the reconsideration of the Reservoir Avenue properties by one Vessel RE Holdings LLC. That had been unanimously denied. It's currently pending litigation. They came back for a reconsideration, which was again unanimously denied for among the following reasons. One of them was there's a substantial public interest to protect the wetlands. As quoted from the minutes here, the application should be reviewed and approved by the Wetlands Commission regarding the existence of an intermittent brook. Connecticut law requires the applicant obtain wetlands approval prior to site plan approval. This issue clearly outweighs the need for affordable housing. And that was put up at the last meeting, so that application has now been denied numerous times. It's currently pending in litigation. But as there was an issue with wetlands, I found that prudent to bring to your attention. For more information, check the judicial branch website.
All right, very good. If there be nothing else, then I move to adjourn and I thank you all. And I will see some of you on the walk and I will see the rest of you on July 7th. Have a great July 4th, 250 years.
Thank you.
Have
Have a
a-
good night, everyone.
Thank
Happy
you.
Have a good
Take
night.
care. Be safe.
Good night, everyone.
And I thank you, Mr.